Hey folks, welcome back. We're at the end of the early modern era where we were playing as the Haudenosaunee. We had a bit of a slower era, largely developing my cities on this continent here. However, we did take over Mycenae on another continent where we're going to start to push out a little bit. Now, at the end of the last episode, I decided that we were going to choose our next culture in this episode, and I had the chance to look over a few. However, you may recall that I was building the Topkapi Palace, and I realized I had a lot of these Three Sisters plantations that I had not put any production into yet. So what I'm going to do is end the turn, so I get a turn of production in those, so I can continue to build those in the next era, or buy them out, whatever it is, and then swap back to the Topkapi Palace. So we'll go ahead and end the turn. Apparently I'm generating a bunch of grievances here. What was this? It's revealed the position of 0 of my agents. Okay. Very threatening. Okay, so I have a bunch of... let me think about this, actually. So I could make all those demands. I would need almost 100 leverage for that next era up. Oops, wrong person. And that's not going to get me there. So I'm just going to demand all of them, because I am going to go to war with these guys again at some point. I should really have an envoy over here as well. See if I can... Yeah. Let's get a couple of them, perhaps. So they can kind of run around and collect the leverage. I also haven't really seen what the Spy Master does. So I'm just gonna... just to see what it does, since I'm not familiar. Let's see. So stealth, okay. I know how concealment works. I see. Okay, so there's a separate stealth mechanic when they're in foreign territory. Watch a city. It's the siphon a district. Or disrupt a district, okay. This feels like it's probably more useful against players. But, we'll see. Okay, so, oops, did not mean to move them. So, okay, that out of the way. Let's go back to our cities here. Whoops, put them back on Topkapi. And that one there. And let's talk about who we're going to go up as. Let me double check my era stars, actually. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any of these. So I think I had to look at the Scots since they're new to me, right? They seem interesting, but they also seem like they're... Obviously, there's a diplomatic aspect to it, that plus 3% science per agreement signed, which isn't really applicable in my situation, right? They also have this 10% science reduction on technologies if other empires have already researched it. I'm pretty far ahead, right? So this trait is not going to really be useful to me at all. The college is interesting, that flat plus 3 science, and it looks like you get a stacking science buff on your research quarters, and then the Highlanders is the unique unit. I don't think I'm in a position to take advantage of the Scots this game. However, I mean, I could use a lot of these cultures. There are quite a few that would be useful. I think the ones I want to go for, though, are the Italians. And the reason for this is kind of twofold, right? So first, I have several cities where I'm already below the sort of threshold I want to be at for stability for the Taj Mahal plus 50% money output, right? So I want to be at that 90% stability. And I have quite a few cities falling below that, and they're going to continue to expand as the game goes. The Italians get this plus 10 stability on Commons Quarters, as well as that 50% cost reduction on the Commons Quarters, and I've already leaned into those Common Quarters a lot, so it allows me to produce a lot more quickly, as well as benefit from the ones I've already created. Also, the Teatro, with the Haudenosaunee now, that I have a lot of food generation and quite a few specialists, I can get a lot of influence from the Teatro, as well as from some additional stability. And then the Alpini are excellent units. I think they're my favorite units in the industrial era. But more importantly, the units I already have directly upgrade into the Alpini, so I don't need to hard build anything. I can just use my money generation in order to get them out. So I think the Italians are the ones that make the most sense for me, so that's what I'm going to pick this game. Alright. So, let's get this guy out of here. Make sure you continue to pillage that, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, these guys don't really stand a chance. I don't think I can hit him, because... Oh, there we go. Somehow. Right, so the... it used to be that you needed 2 height in order to shoot over a unit. Now you only need 1, it seems like. Which is an interesting change. It makes it a lot easier to utilize units like crossbows, for instance, right? Okay. So these musketeers are kind of just claiming territory for me. Pretty big army. But they'll go across and eventually reinforce me somewhere over here. Alright. Now, any idle units? Yeah, we don't really want these guys sending a settler wherever it is that they're going. So we're going to go ahead and chase after them. I know I could probably auto-resolve this, but I'm so used to manual battling everything. I generally don't trust the outcomes of auto-resolve. Sometimes it actually does quite well and gives you a better outcome than you would get yourself. But not all the time. That's actually very annoying. So there's, I think you get another one of these apparently. 35. That might be worth buying. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to air up, and I already have some production in that one, so I'd lose the opportunity to get that other one. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it now. I have a lot of infrastructure I need in this city still. Let's build units somewhere else. Probably do Kerma, honestly. These aren't very advanced units, I don't think. Yeah, so just a couple musketeers should be able to take care of that. And here we go in the industrial era, where we are now the Italians. Already started with an agrarian star. Support the losing side, I guess. It doesn't really matter what I do there. Okay, so I can get industrial production, so I can get the extra farmer slots, the extra trader slots. I'm doing the extra trader slots for sure. I have a ton of trader slots in my cities, right? And it's going to synergize really nicely with the Teatro, right? Let's see. Probably going to go down here. This is a river tile up here, so I might be able to make better use of that later. I'm just going to queue up a whole bunch of these. I want to get my influence generation going as soon as I can. Oops, not mean to click there. Okay. These pillaged? That one's pillaged. We'll build on the ruins, I suppose. Just kind of out of the way there. These ones aren't like commons quarters or anything, right? So you don't need to be super particular about where you're building your theaters as the Italians. And we'll build it over there. I didn't want to disrupt kind of my science area that I have going there. It's gonna take a while to build all these. Good thing I have a lot of money. Might actually move these guys onto money. And in addition to that, I have a few infrastructure that I need to build that would increase my money quite a bit. I need to add those into the queue too. I'm going to deprioritize this research quarter for now. I'm not doing amazing on my research, but I'm doing good enough. Okay, let's see. That'll do right here. For the most part, a lot of the recommendations are fine. You're largely just looking for whether or not it's going to break up some adjacency bonuses that you're trying to generate, right? Like right here, I might want to mark it here. So I might want to consider going in a different spot, even if I lose slightly more yields. I don't think it matters too much in this case, but that's just kind of a soft example. Have them wait. Okay, they've already... or I forgot to repillage, perhaps. I don't like that entering combat kind of takes you out of the pillage. It's just too easy to forget to pillage again. Do I need a declaration of war? I thought envoys could enter other territories, unless that's like... Oh, I see, because that's my spy. Okay, interesting. I thought it was like more of an agent rather than a military unit. Good to know. All right, let's take a look at tech. Don't really need to finish siege cannons. My usual play is to try to go straight for electricity. I really like that the extra production that you get. We're going to grab steam engine first. And then probably just go through scientific method into electricity, and then we're going to go carbine into line formation. I don't think military coordination is particularly important for me. Though I suppose with the changes to line of sight, maybe the howitzer is more useful now. Let's give it a shot. We'll go through that path, rather. Alright. So my muskets can just kind of hang out there for the time being. Some other units that are moving, apparently. And what's that? Crossbow. Okay. I'll take care of this, settling that land up here, so I don't have to worry about the AI trying to come over here to settle. What's this? Okay, sure. Oh, I'm ambushing. I see. I don't really know how the ambush works, to be honest. Is it just if they, like, randomly... If they wander adjacent to you? And you have stealth, then you can ambush? Because it's an interesting mechanic. I'll have to look up how that works, because it does make stealth units a lot more useful, right? It was kind of a problem before that they weren't particularly useful. Let's see. Can we go for Democratic Republic, maybe? I do have a decent number of commons quarters, though it may be better to just save my influence for a wonder here. I do really like Statue of Liberty. Let's see. I don't need either of those. Kaiserliche Wift. Let's see what this says. Extra heal action, or extra heal on naval units. You get some stability, industry and harbor, and reduce naval unit industry cost. That's fine. Not important for me right now. I think the Statue of Liberty is probably my play. Just for the extra money and science that it generates. Let's see. I would like to gain some influence. So I'll use the aesthete ability here. Just kind of hunting around for whatever is going to get me the most, right? 2010. I don't think you can target foreign territories, right? Yeah. Right there. Alright, so pretty solid influence gain there. Next turn I would be able to claim a wonder, so we'll wait to do that. I think the wonder is probably more valuable than the civic, especially since I'm not like the Ming or something, right? Sorry, a little distracted here. Okay. Karak, Just kind of patrolling around for now, I guess. Seeing what you can see. And where's my 2 units that I had built in Kerma? There they are. Okay, they're already moving. Alright. Any reason to... Yeah, let's not let them get any settlers anywhere. So they picked Carthage at some point, as you can see. Kind of curious who else they picked. Because I know they were the... Yep, they're still the Swiss. I'm going to have some trouble getting my aesthete stars still, even though I'm the Italians. Let's go ahead and buy the Three Sisters plantation. Just want to get those out of the way so I start working on the theaters as soon as possible. Still missing a lot of my sort of basic infrastructure in quite a few of these cities. I think that's been a bit of a problem for me most of the game, really. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. I know it takes up a slot that I could use for a market later, because markets get bonuses being next to a harbor. But I don't think it's that important, really. Alright. I think I'm really going to be relying on my money generation to get these out, right? Because 5 turns each is a lot of turns to spend on this stuff. I'm also still thinking about absorbing Kires into Leventa. What is this? Okay. Be going to war with these guys again soon. Just gonna go ahead and drop these outposts on the same spot they already were. Mostly going to use these envoys to explore, since I can move them through enemy territory here. Just get a feel for what the terrain looks like in any given direction. Also nice that they can go through enemy cities. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and claim Statue of Liberty. And I'll build that, you know, wherever's appropriate. Probably somewhere to help balance my stability out a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be a major issue in most of my places. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the theater here. Just want to be buying those pretty much every turn. No reason to pick your religion. My religion's doing just fine, as you can see. Let's see, any other places? Yeah, let's just get that Three Sisters plantation. Anything I can get that's going to help with my production. That's just not enough. 8 industries, not a lot. There's a part of me that feels like I need to build some more Maker's Quarters, but I think I need to commit to just getting more influence on the theaters. Because, excuse me, the thing about the picking any culture is that it inflates the requirements for your primary era stars, right? And you do get slightly more per star on if you meet those requirements, but the inflation is really quite high. Thankfully, the Italians are very good at generating influence. There's another territory here. Okay, good to know. Keep these guys moving. So I have a couple territories up there I'll be able to claim. And just park that guy in the city for now. See, only trade luxuries. I'm actually fine with this for the time being. Just because I think it's pretty unlikely that I go to war with them in the near future. Obviously I will at some point, but for now it's not a big deal, and I can buy some luxuries off them next turn. that another one? No, it's just a knight. Okay. Alright, so just gonna go ahead and buy all this stuff. That'll help both with some stability as well as some extra outputs across all of my cities of various kinds. See if that opened up any latent possibilities in terms of manufactories. Still don't have enough for that porcelain one. Without any of my outposts. Seems unlikely. Yeah. Whoops. How about here? No. Okay. Alright, no worries. Still worth getting. Okay, I'll let that Inventor's Workshop finish. I will want these cedars, but I do have really low pop in this city for the time being. I still think I should prioritize them. Go there. Go there. Right there. It's a little farther away from the river. Just finish that Inventor's Workshop, and then we'll start working on this other stuff. And then going to get some more science in this city, I think. I kind of feel like I'm falling behind on my science output. Well, maybe not relative to the AI, but relative to where I'd expect myself to be at this point in the game. Like this is pretty slow tech for the industrial era, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just gonna declare war right now. I don't need to wait. They're still in the early modern. Send these guys down here. Oh, I already have an envoy here. Send them over here then. So I don't know. There's track an army. I don't know what the undermine status does. So that's a little bit annoying. Whoa. Wish it would tell me a little bit more about what undermine actually does. Okay, Karax. Go ahead and kill these knights. Oh, I have movement here. And we'll go ahead and just siege right up on Gordom here. This is kind of a weird spot, but I can make a firing line across the cliff. Yeah, I didn't think they would have any reinforcements. I did a pretty decent number on their forces at the onset of the first conflict. Just do that. I forgot I could bring this Spy Master in. I don't think I really need it here, but... There we go. Just one city. Alright. Do forced labor. Do sacrifice. Not clear what this does. I don't know what this does, so I'll just go for this one, I guess. I don't want to move on the order axis. So that would be pointless for me. Okay. Let's get that Three Sisters plantation. Why are you there? Sometimes you have to micromanage your workers a little bit. They get put in places you don't really want them. Okay, there's steam engine, which means I can get coal. Fortunately, they're blocking me on that one. However, I do have coal up here. It's the first one that I saw. I think I have coal down here. Kind of want to attach this outpost as well. coal over here. Go ahead and just buy that. What's that? That's in Kerma. And I have a long queue in Kerma at the moment. Okay, and I pull up here. So you can see that's a lot of coal, right? And that's why I really want the electricity. Those extra outputs on every quarter per coal is pretty incredible. Big boon to your economy. Obviously, like, having the Alpini would be nice, but I am quite far ahead of the game in terms of my sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? My military capabilities, I guess. So in general, I'm less worried about getting the Alpini right off the bat. Okay, they'll retreat from that. They have a pretty big army down here, actually. Nothing I can't handle, but a little bigger than I expected. Should be able to pick these guys off. They do have reinforcements. So do I, though. Is this a melee? Yeah, it is. Just gonna keep them in the back. Go ahead and get these units. Oops. Can I not get there? Okay, not enough movement, that's fine. We'll get up there. Okay, so that battle's gonna take a little while. Units are revealed, oh no. I already knew that. And we'll go ahead and siege here. Move into the city. Would really like to be able to fire and move with the next tier of tech, but it is a huge advantage, right? Once you get up to those units that can do that. But I already am not having any trouble with combat at the moment. So, okay, so that's porcelain, right? Which means, which city was it? Oh, I have a coal I can build here too. Let's buy that theater. Just get that coal mine. But I had one city. There it is. Get that porcelain manufactory, which will also increase our overall output on money. I'll probably go for Elder's Wisdom here once I have that opportunity. Okay, need another turn on that. A lot of conflicts going on this round, or a lot of combats, I should say. Go ahead and take those shots. He can't hit anyone. Not sure why their units are grayed out like that, to be honest. Is that kind of some stealth thing? Because those aren't stealth units, I'm not sure if they can get stealth by like being adjacent to prowlers or something. They have a lot of units in here. They're really liking these prowlers that are just immediately dying. Here, see what I can see. Okay. Doesn't look like I'll be able to get to their flag this time around. That's fine though. I have one unit over here just watching the side. Not that there's really any risk of my units dying at this point. They just don't have the tech. Let's see. That extra health regeneration might be nice. I'm going to go for that. Got a militarist era star. I'm doing okay on the stars so far. Got a little ways to go. I could try to get the that like competitive deed for the connecting two cities via train. Okay, I can force a surrender if I want. Make sure we finish this combat first. Just leave them down there. In fact, if they brought even more units in here, that would be great. The more units I can kill, the better. There you go. And... that city's occupied. Can I grab it? Okay. They were in conflict with this guy, so I gave it back to them. Right. Trying to remember what all this stuff means sometimes. Don't need to go up to the next era quite yet. Grab that leverage. I'll go camp out in Tikal for a bit. Are they still the poles? Yeah, they are. Just patrolling around here. Should be easy. Goodbye. I love easy combat like that. Alright. Would probably be prudent to get a navy at some point. I'm really trying to get this influence going. Go ahead and buy that. Man, this is some expensive production in here. It's also the one where the influence is worth the most, right? Because I have way more specialists in here than my other cities. Okay, theater's almost done in here. Could think about working on something else. What would I even want? I do have very low industry. Let's get another makers in there. Go over here. Still working on those theaters. This is one of the disadvantages of having like really big cities, right? Is if you don't have a lot of industry, it's going to take a long time to build everything that you need. Let's see. Probably want the science infrastructure after all this stuff. Alright. A little more movement here. Okay. So I can force a peace. I think I want to capture this city just to see what's in there and see what cities I actually want to take. Forgot I can buy that coal there. 3 more turns on scientific method and then 4 turns for electricity. So I've got a little ways to go before I start getting those major economy buffs, but it'll be really nice when those come through. Start doing everything a lot faster. Some event going on here. Yeah, this one's kind of a weird one. There's really no reason to not pick honor. Like everything else is pretty much a negative effect, right? Okay, go there. I'm gonna start claiming these islands with those 2 guys. And okay, I've got some units blocking me now. That's kind of annoying. These guys make it? Looks like they should be able to. Okay, that'll do. It's fine. Alright. Put these guys. Can anyone shoot them? Let's get some guys up on the high ground. probably just going to suicide everyone, so this doesn't matter that much, but we'll see. Oh man, horsemen, huh? We'll turn 150. But that's it's a little rough. There we go. Okay. So let's see what I can get from this. I'm already getting a lot of stuff. The question is, what is most valuable to me? So these two kind of give me access to this player down here, right? Which is sort of my next target. I refuse that demand. I'm gonna support myself. I do feel like Gnosis is a better city, and it has access to, right, several luxuries and strategics, right? This one does have saltpeter, has copper. Okay, there's iron saffron there. What am I taking by default? So I have... Right, so okay, so those don't do me anything, because I kind of took those earlier. I get those too, so it does make sense to just take Gordon, right? I feel like I still want this city. It's just a better developed city. I do want the one with the luxuries, right? And probably this one up here had most of the modern strategics. Okay, so we'll force that surrender. I'm 3 over my city cap now, which is definitely hurting me. There's a part of me that just wants to absorb this. I think I'm going to do that. It's going to be a big city. Wow, I don't have flood irrigation? Oh boy. Have some more spots for the theater. These are kind of longer term plays for me, right? Like I still don't have a lot of specialists in here, but this will grow over time. Okay. Make sure we're getting our theaters. No, don't want it there. That has better yields. We'll put it there. Get our saltpeter mine. Oh, I can get a manufactory as well. I think that might be the only one in the game. Just buy that. Alright. Non-aggression pact? No. I don't think so. I clearly plan to be very aggressive. Just gonna park this guy here for the influence generation. See what else I can find down here. How am I doing on fame? So this player is clearly like the second most, but they're quite far behind me regardless. Now they are an arrow behind me as well, right? They have more kind of opportunities left to still generate fame, but I don't know if it's realistic that they'll catch up or not. Just let you guys sit there. All right. What a long production queue. Go ahead and buy that. I want to use my money in Kerma as much as possible to kind of accelerate building these theaters. And so effective with your agents. Great job. Okay, could go for plus 50 fame, or I could get plus 1 city cap, which is clearly the better option for me, right? City cap is so important in this game. It's also why the Achaemenids are so amazing, right? They are a very good culture. Now I can't quite get there via land. I'm blocked by a 1 tile, so I'm kind of I'll have to go with the amphibious invasion. I'm saying hemming and hawing a lot. But I think by the time I'm ready to do that, I will have the Alpini available, hopefully. Okay. Let's combine these units here. I have a whole slew of them. Forgot how many I got for free. It's been a couple days since I played this particular save, actually. I've been kind of busy. Alright. Lost some population, it's fine. Should maybe consider attaching some of these in the not-so-distant future. But I need my gold to continue to buy my theaters here. Okay. No. Ah, they're... Okay, so orange is the Dutch. And down here, we could start on statue. We could also just get the train station for that extra fame, right? Where you connect cities via the train station. Though on second thought, like, it's not useful down there, right? Unfortunately, I can't do it up here. This is actually the fewest, the lowest number of train stations I would need to connect to cities, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it down here. Just for that little bit of extra fame. It's fine. And down here... That's fine, I guess. Alright. Keep those guys moving. Actually have them just wait on the land. I have a harbor, so I can just instantly embark or disembark. So I don't need to hang out on the water at all. Curious who the Singaporeans, so this is the one I'm not familiar with. Lower absorbed city costs, plus 10 stability per number of attached territories, additional fame gain per client states, independent people. Cannot evolve outposts into cities, okay? And the communal housing. So, really relies on that adjacency. And then reservists. Okay, home guard, interesting. Doubles the number of militia units when a city is besieged. Really interesting, okay. What's odd about this one is that they're the diplomat, but they don't have diplomatic bonuses, which I'm fine with. I don't think that every single culture needs to have bonuses like that are specifically outputs related to its affinity. And in fact, I wish they did that more often, where they weren't, because I feel like you should be able to generate them in other ways. Okay, so they're teching up a little bit. They have some gunpowder. Not worried. There's an outpost down here. Try to find it. Just gonna go ahead and plant it right there. It'll take a few turns to develop, but I just want these guys to get back on the water, and if I need to, I can move that outpost, but it's really not a priority. Pay 2,400. What's my war support? 54. I'll just pay the money, honestly. I know that tanks my war support, but I think I was going to wait a few turns anyway. There's another crisis vote. Does that happen every time you refuse demands now? Because that changes the calculus on when you refuse demands. So, a little bit of newbie play on my part, I guess. Okay, so we'll have them come out here. Electricity in 1. Still got a ways to line formation. I wish I had something to generate grievances. I don't really at the moment, not on this player. Wait, what's this? Yeah, we'll retreat. They have more units than I do. We'll upgrade those eventually. I'm not sure how you... It said in the tutorial that you can bribe people to support you. I'm not sure if they mean like you just send them gifts so that they like you, right? Because that kind of feels like what it is. Discovered electricity. I don't want to fight a naval battle when I have major land superiority. Okay, let's do cultural blitz again. That 2010 is quite nice. Let's buy these theaters so I can start working on other things here. The coal plants will be good, especially with changes to pollution. I think the pollution effects are off by default now, if I'm not mistaken. So we're finally in a position where we don't... go ahead and... I just wanted whatever luxuries they have. But you're finally in a position where you're not building, like, nuclear power plants before you build, like, coal power plants, right? It was a little bit of an odd development just because the pollution effects were so severe before. Make sure you have a good view of all the stuff that's going on. Okay, level 1 at 45k pollution. Okay. So pollution is still a thing, I guess. I don't know what the actual effects are anymore. I feel like they were tuned down. Shit, I did not mean to do that. I want them to stay in my territory. So I want to go for a naval invasion of these guys. I'm going to have a supporting force, or a supporting naval force, because they do have a slightly larger navy than I do. Or perhaps a significantly larger navy than I do, right? It may only be a portion. I do not have perfect information in that respect. Feel like this could probably go wrong, opening like cursed tombs or whatever. We'll go for exploit though. Whatever the negative consequences are, I can deal with it. Okay. Kerma's finally chugging along. 1200 industry is okay. There's a part of me that feels like I should start attaching a few more of these territories. I'm going to do that. It's just so much influence on these theaters that it's really hard to say no. I'm just going to buy some of these. Apothecary, I'm going to take that out of the queue for now. I'm not really struggling with my stability at all. Other one I'd like to attach is down here. Can't do that for now, but it's on my radar. See what the city looks like. Chocolate Hills. That's a pretty good one at the start of the game, honestly. Just some, like, flat outputs at the start of the game are the best kind of outputs, right? Because you get them immediately without needing to develop your city at all, which is what makes them so strong. Sometimes, like, 5 production at the beginning of the game is worth more than, 100 production in the mid-game or whatever it is. Just kind of the nature of 4X games, is that early outputs are worth more than later outputs. Alright. Go ahead and pillage that. We'll want that for ourselves. And how are we doing on tech? Right, so we do have electricity now. And it did have a fairly noticeable impact. We will want stock exchange here. We'll probably want the Cabinet of Curiosities. Debating coal plant. 106 productions, nothing to sneeze at for sure. Just going to take a look around my empire here. Okay, so working on that train station. We do want Statue of Liberty soon-ish. I'm also thinking about fertilizer plant, where it might be worth getting that. Only 42 food here. What can I get for an agriculture quarter? 41? Yeah, probably not worth getting the agriculture plant there. If I can get a district for cheaper, and it gives just as much food. Okay, so there's my railway line between two cities. That's an extra 100 fame. Still pretty far behind on my aesthete stars, honestly. Okay, I should just grab this flood irrigation just because it's going to reduce the absorb cost when I eventually do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just buy a maker's quarter here just for a little bit of extra industry. I'll also get the high furnace in queue and start making sure that these have relatively similar infrastructure. All right. We'll park you in Sipar for the extra influence. It's really not that much from cultural bridges, is it? Feels like it should be a little more. Okay, let's buy that theater. Kerma, you're working on some more theaters. Okay. Let's make that demand. So I'm gonna probably be forced to pay again, I guess, or declare a surprise war, right? Yeah, looks like it. That's fine. Good thing I have so much money. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Now that I kind of have a better sense of how that works, it really changes the calculus, like I said, on when you choose to refuse demands. I apparently don't have any demands anymore. Interesting. Does it resolve all kind of ongoing demands when you do that? It's kind of my guess. Okay, so that makes it a lot more difficult to get wars going with people. Simultaneously, it also increases the value of something like Forbidden City. What's this about? I don't know why this is outlined like this. Is it because they have a claim on it or something? Maybe someone would be able to tell me. I'm not going to spend the time right now figuring it out, but I don't know what that red and white border means. Okay. Go ahead and grab the library there. Okay, and up here, there it is. Die, you. Very annoying. I hate these aggressive barbarians that sail across the sea. I think we want to go for the Imperialists. Let me double check this. Which one is this? Imperialists? Yeah, kind of hurts me either way. We'll go for the Imperialists. It has a slightly better effect. Who voted against it? Orange and purple. Okay, so like the two people I can't do anything about at the moment. I was thinking like maybe if I could declare war on them or something and try to do a quick knockout if they were yellow, so that they can't vote, but that's not an option here. Ah, interesting. I don't know how... Is that like the unique ability of the... Actually, who are they at the moment? Yeah, the Swiss. The diplomats or whatever their affinity is. It must be. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, there's my line formation. Which means it is time for some upgrades. Alright. we'll enact, I guess. Then we'll... Is there anything that gets me back on that axis? Yeah. There's that one. That one's not as important. Okay. Yeah, we'll go for army wages here with paid wages, just to maintain that combat strength bonus from the homeland axis. Let's see. So capitalize. 5,000 influence is pretty good. Minus 30 money is really not a big deal at all. I don't need extra money. The only other option I might take is assist, but the only reason I take this, right, I do want the extra science, but it seems like that probably has the best option of better outcomes later. I just don't know what those outcomes are, and 5,000 influence is a lot for only minus 30 money. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. I don't know if that counts towards my aesthete stars. Actually, I should have paid a little bit more attention before I pushed that button, but alas, I did not. Okay, got a battle here. Fine. Kill that one. Great. Go ahead and drop an outpost there. Then I have this one finally. So let's get those horses. Just going to increase my money a little bit because of all the hippodromes I had as the Byzantines. So these guys wandering around. Alright. Go to tech. What's next? Microbiology might be an option. Gives the stability as well as the reduced industry cost on quite a few of the districts I'm interested in. The academy is quite good, and this effect would be welcomed. The civics are getting a little bit expensive, though I do have a big bank of influence right now, so it's not that big of a deal. Urban planning for the city cap would be fine. Trench warfare would be great for the siege artillery, but I need combustion engine first to make use of that. Let's see. Mechanization is an option. I am always cautious of the pollution effects. I'm going to go into combustion engine first for access to the oil, I think. Go ahead and bring these guys out of the city now. There we go. Alright. I'm going to try to get this city going a little bit faster. Oh, 43 industry is quite good. Let's build that first. Let's see. Yeah, I can't quite get that kind of industry output on housing here. I don't have the charcoal kiln here. Kind of focused a little bit more on money at the moment on this one. I think I need a little more industry though. So let's get some more industry there. And then Leventa, I think we have it start working on Statue of Liberty. Kerma, what's my surplus? 37, 112, okay. How? 60, 27, okay. I think Kerma, I suppose if I attach these two, right, that'll tank stability a fair bit. Let's start Statue of Liberty down here. 512. Why the science isn't calculating correctly. So the effect of Statue of Liberty, plus 10 science per number of territories in your sphere of influence. It's only showing my science output from the religious effect. So is that might be bugged, possibly. Regardless, we'll put it right there. Was really hoping that we'd get the science effects, because that was kind of the main reason I chose it, to be honest. The money's nice, but I wanted the science more. Buy that. Have you work on statue. Who's not working on theaters? Buy that. Okay. We're just gonna wait for now. Okay. Wait. Alright. This should be good up there. These guys are peaceful. I feel like there's another island up here somewhere. Just needed to make sure these guys are not gonna pillage all my stuff. Population loss, population gain, so on and so forth. Alright, not worried about all those. Grab that statue. We're working on statue. Buy the last theater here. You work on statue. 4 turns. And yeah, my production's not great this turn. Because this is even with having Topkapi Palace, right? So I'm definitely way far behind where I would normally be. Let's change this up a bit. We'll go science and then money. Actually, yeah, I have way more output per scientist than per, what are these guys even called? Traders? Or merchants? Whatever it is. Also maybe do with some howitzers, though that's a long time to produce. I'm gonna upgrade a few of these guys. We'll upgrade some more next turn. I have a lot of income now. So 17.8 roughly. 17.7 now, I suppose. Changes, fluctuates a little bit every turn. That's to be expected, you know, as populations grow or shrink or get redistributed or whatever. Okay. A little bit extra science output on all my cities now. Oh, they're pillaging down here again. Kind of what I expected. 2 turns on statue. Still want to attach this, I think. Let's see, can I purchase that? I can. I purchase that one? Not quite. Or can I get some money? Or some culture, rather. 2010, I think, is the most I can get from it at the moment. So we'll grab that. I'm going to go ahead and attach here. Yeah, it's a lot of influence I can get. And then, after all this stuff, we're going to queue up all this science infrastructure. All right. Oh, man. Okay. We'll venerate, I guess, minus 30, or quarantine, rather. See how I'm doing. Demands that one. Probably do a surprise war on them relatively soon. Takes a while for war score to recover at the moment. Okay, I can claim another wonder. Just one industry per coal on Maker's Quarters. Oh, that isn't an effect of the wonder. I think that's just showing it as an effect on the wonder itself after I've researched the technology. I don't think that provides the effect. Let's see. I don't think Big Ben really makes sense, right? I don't have any alliances. I'm going to go ahead and claim Eiffel Tower. Just that +1 industry per population can be useful. I'm not going to build it right away. Not sure what happened to these units that were pillaging me. Feels like they just disappeared. Okay, so that combustion engine. Let's go down into trench warfare. Okay, wish me luck. Minus 389 food. Get artificial reservoirs. 28 food over there. That would be fine. I do want to make sure this population is relatively stable. Grab whale fishing. I guess we'll grab fertilizer plant as well. Okay, housing. We would like this to keep growing. 36 food is okay. 42 food from that. We'll hold off for a little bit. Grab the high furnace as well. We're really more focused on money in this city. What's the best return on investment? Looks like the bank and then the commodity markets. Okay, we're working on science stuff over here. I'm going to grab these oil wells first, though. I feel like I had... Did I miss one? I feel like I had another oil somewhere. 2 down here. Go ahead and upgrade these guys just in case I need them at some point. Plus 50 fame, prosperous, or plus 25 science. So this is going to tilt me over to that plus 10% science, so I'm going to go for that one. Okay, sure. You keep doing that, buddy. See how I'm doing. Would really like to get all my Esthete era stars. We'll see how I do on that. Lot of leverage down here. Quite a bit up here too. It's kind of inconvenient to get to. Then we'll go park ourselves in that city again. Alright. See, trying to think about who would make sense in the next era. Not sure yet. There are quite a few options. I know the Americans have been changed, specifically the defense industry, that +3 bonus combat strength when launching artillery, air, or missile strikes on units. Though I kind of lose out on the American exceptionalism. I know the Soviets have been changed as well. I feel like it's on supplied units with the arms factory, which is a pretty significant change from how it used to be. So you can be significantly less aggressive with it. However, I haven't played with that change yet, so I don't know like the real practical effect of that at the moment. I feel like my influence output is still very low. See, we'll start working on probably the Eiffel Tower here. I'm almost 3K, right? But I need another 20,000 for 2 Esthete stars. It's probably what I'll have to be satisfied with, is those 2 stars. I can go ahead and buy that theater here. Another oil I should get as well. Actually, I forgot about these oil. I might have like a bit of an oil monopoly here. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to these units that were down here. So kind of send these guys up in this direction and see what's over there. Go ahead and... Okay, don't know why he retreated. That's a little weird. Go ahead and park in Cahokia. Okay. Go ahead and make those demands. I guess they might be my next target. I'm struggling to build war support against these guys. I would like at least a little bit before I go to war, right? But I do have a decent amount against the Poles at the moment. And this is probably the only army I need to deal with them. Let's see. I'm very low production in this city. Grab a maker's quarter there. just to help out a little bit. Get that oil down well down to 1 turn. And what's going on here? Don't really care. Alright. Trench warfare coming up. See, what I'll really need is, whoops, not the screen I wanted to go to. What I really need is the aerodrome. So, or sorry, not the aerodrome. What I really want is the airport, which will let me transport units across the continents pretty easily, so I can build my military in, say, Kerma or wherever it is, right? And then just ferry them over to the other cities. Just buy that farmer's quarter. Fertilizer plant is going to be very good here. Provides a lot of industry. What's this? Artistic ownership. +1 influence on commons quarter per adjacent district. +1 influence on research quarters per adjacent district. I feel like in general I have more research quarters than commons quarters, even though I have leaned into the commons quarters a fair bit. So we're going to go for the influence on the... oh, that's +93 science is good. The Academy of the Arts, though, should be pretty relevant for me in most of my cities. So we'll make sure we're getting that going. Okay. Go ahead and go in there. Okay, let's kind of go up this way. I'm trying to avoid this player with land units because I do have a reasonably sizable navy. So I don't want my units to just get caught out in the open ocean. Okay, finally make a demand. I'll start generating some more war score there. How am I doing here? Oops. They use placate. Okay. So I feel like industry is very much lacking in here, right? So let's keep investing in industry a bit. And honestly, it would be nice to connect these cities up, or the city to this area, so that's all kind of fortified. Do something like that. And thankfully I have so much money I can just buy most of this stuff. Yeah, I really like where money's at now. It used to be pretty useless by this point in the game. Like, you could buy one building every couple turns, basically. And now I feel like I'm using it really consistently to make sure my cities keep running. Why did my stability collapse here? Did I have like some temporary effect that was propping it up before? Doesn't really do anything there. Yeah, there's 25 stability right there. That's more what I'm looking for. Okay. 15. That's 20 right there. Kind of making some weird suggestions, to be honest. Okay, and I think we'll probably build Eiffel Tower down here. Yeah, that's fine. Do the fertilizer plant first. Let's pull... I don't think that really matters. Alright. Lockdown. Celebrating, so it's... Yeah. You want that 20 stability, please? Thank you. Oh no, buddy, I don't think so. Sorry about your settler, but not really. Okay. Oil. So I'm gonna actually move and have these guys come in this direction. I'm actually going to send these guys back down here. So I'm worried that they eventually send an army down here to retake this, and this has quite a few strategics and other important items. So I just want to defend that land against these guys. Let's see. Where's forts recovering a little bit there? It's demands. Oh, they sent a... No. Okay, so I'll be in a position to declare war on yellow shortly. Okay, let's take a look at tech. The urban planning city cap's gonna come into effect here. Let's go for microbiology first, though, and then into urban planning. Yeah, I know I can go up to the next era, but I'm not quite at the point that I want to do that yet, right? So I do like having all the scientist stars, if I can get them. They're fine there. I do like how it's not necessarily mutually exclusive, but it is a lot harder to get the diplomat stars if you're also getting the militarist and expansionist stars, right? Because most of those stars are coming off taking territory from other people that you need the grievances for. But if you're utilizing all your grievances, it seems like it's somewhat difficult to generate the required leverage in order to get the stars that you're looking for. So I do like that dynamic so far. Obviously, I haven't figured out how to optimize that yet, but military school might not be a bad option. I do get the feeling I'll be making a fair few units here. Grab another maker's quarter. Let's get the university. Whoops, not that one. Get the Academy of Arts. And then we'll go back to this kind of science quarter investment. Alright. What am I doing? We'll give it a turn. So all my units have full movements. Buy that maker's quarter. Just really trying to get the industry of the city up here so it can actually like meaningfully contribute to my empire, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think after that one we can pause on the industry for a little bit and then really take a step back and start focusing on some empire-wide things like money or science. Lot of things going on here. Grievance. Yep. Grievance here that I can't demand, apparently. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So did I not have an envoy up there? I'd like to grab those if I can. Let's pick up a quick envoy. Also, I don't know why I'm spawning units here. Let's spawn them on the city center. Alright. We're just going to go ahead and surprise war. I feel like I'll generate enough war score that I'm not worried about this, right? Send those guys that way. Send these guys kind of up to support that siege. They do have a lot of units over here. They're a lot lower combat strength than mine, so it's not a major concern. Get a quick win here. So now I have the ability to fire and move, right? So I can do this pretty quickly. Now I may want to opt to leave a unit alive here so they start pulling in these reinforcements. which I think I'm going to do, right? So let's go here. Really love the Alpini and their ability to just cross cliffs like that. It's one of the major contributors to kind of clunky battles in most situations, right? Is your terrain. Okay. Sorry, I had a little bit going on there. Alright. Did they bring in units down here too? No, they didn't. I thought they did for some reason. Got to knock these guys out. Creep them forward. I'll just kill this. I'm not worried about one extra arquebus somewhere. Okay, so there's a quick win there. And that's going to make my life easier sieging this city as well. It's such an incredible ability, honestly. Like, I still think it's kind of overpowered, to be honest. To be able to just cross cliffs like that. But hey, I'm gonna take advantage of it. Just kill as many of these units as possible, as efficiently as possible. There we go. See what they bring in. Pretty outdated stuff. Over here. Sorry, Scots. I want my coal. I think that's the last one, right? Yep. Okay. This will be a pretty decisive conflict here. Yeah, their war support is just collapsing. Need another 33,000. It's another 11 turns-ish, 12 turns. Sorry, the 33,000 is for the Aesthete Era Stars. Realize I didn't specify there. I could make a case to stay for the Scientist Stars. I don't know if I want to stay that long for all the Aesthete Stars. I hit him. No. Can hit him somehow. Didn't do this super efficiently, exactly. There's a way I could have killed all these units this turn, I think. Not sure how I'm able to get in the city there. I guess it's my city, technically. Okay, makes sense. Alright. That's everything. Everything that they have, I think. No, I don't want a non-aggression pact. Thank you, though. See, there's some leverage hanging out somewhere over here. Guess maybe it disappears when war starts. Grab that one. Oh, there's one here too. Sorry, let's go that way. Sorry, buddy. Okay, let's see if we can find this outpost. Okay, let's put some production into the Eiffel Tower. There's a part of me that wants to grab the coal plant. I think I'm going to do that. I know it's a fair bit of pollution, but that's fine. Okay. Okay, so let's end this war here. Force the surrender. And I think I want this one the most, right? Because it connects my territories. It's going to let me generate grievances much more easily. And that one's not negotiable. Okay. You'll also want that one since that connects it up. That one has the most luxuries. These other ones are not as important, and I don't have enough war score for them anyway. So we'll grab those. See, if I renounce those, do I get an Era Star? I get close. I think I'm gonna renounce those. Don't really care about the trespassing, and they'll be easy to take care of next turn. Or not next turn, but later in the game. They're pretty much out of the game at this point, and they have been since my initial invasion, I think. Get some theaters. Sure. Okay, you guys can come back and make sure we're defending this city here. Let's go on expert policy. Go industry, science, money. Wow, they don't even have animal barns. Oh boy, this city's in rough shape. All right. Grab that right there. Hoping to get my first diplomat star this era, because I'm so diplomatic. Sure, we can trade luxuries. I will renounce those. Really like to get that 1 star. Need 10. Aha, here we go. Come on. There we go. Diplomat star. I got 20 leverage from that. That's a lot to collect to get stars, I feel like. I'm not really sure how you would do that. I guess I haven't really played with the diplomats very much, but or at all for that matter. Could go for that city, but obviously my priority now is this guy here. Okay. You come down here. Where are you, outpost? Must be over here. Help on Eiffel Tower for a little bit. Grab another Maker's Quarter. And then... It's 21 science there, huh? How about up here? Okay, you not build... Oh, it's Yellowstone. I see. It's 2 science per researcher. Yeah. Oh yeah, we want research quarters in here. Didn't realize that was there. Also want the science infrastructure, so let's grab all that. Whoop. Not mean to click there. So we got a couple theaters queued up in here, so let's take care of that quickly. Just gonna go ahead and buy a bunch of this stuff. Industry is a little low, I feel like. It'll get a bit of a boost here when I finish Eiffel Tower, but I do think I'm gonna need a little bit more than what Eiffel Tower is gonna give me. I'm getting good using that on Eiffel. I get this down to 2 turns. They're already on it. They're working on it. Ugh, okay. Come on, there we go. Okay, so 2 turns on Eiffel Tower. 1 more turn for urban planning. Maybe I go like encyclopedia into nationhood. So encyclopedia gives me academy, which is going to help with my science output a bit. Also have this ability here. Yeah, it's fine. I think I'm unlikely to get that last aesthete star, but we'll find out, I suppose. Go for that +1 researcher slot. Want that science output. And that reminds me. Want knowledge authorities, +1 science per researcher onto your outpost. Is there... Do I have another one I could use to... Not really. Look at that, science on commons quarters. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that independent people. They're peaceful. They're just kind of hanging out. Don't really care about that city. It only has one saltpeter. It's really not that big of a deal. Okay, and you can wait. This guy, let's grab that leverage. Yeah, there it is. Alright, you can go over here, I guess. Use you to grab that leverage. And so I haven't really thought about who I want to take for the next era. I don't really care about this Wonder, I don't think. Or Big Ben, for that matter. Alright, let's get some science output. No, I don't want to lose 45 stability. Thank you for your suggestion, game. I should also grab these. This is kind of like my main city still. So I'll be producing some military units out of this in the not-so-distant future. I'm going to buy that Maker's Quarter first, just for a little bit of extra industry output. Okay, La Venta. You're really focused on the money generation. Okay, bank would be good. Taxation office. Yeah, commodity market. It's all good. Citizenship. Stability on market quarter or plus 25 stability on all cities. Go for the stability on all cities, I think. Just because I want to maintain my current liberty alignment. Check my war support. Kind of declining a bit. I think they keep using... What happened to my grievances? They must have used some diplomatic effect. Okay, I should still slowly build towards 50 at least, which is all I really need. I just can't be at, 5 or something. Ah, I see. I wouldn't mind having the trader badge, honestly. No, well, surprise war. I don't want to pay them any more money. Okay, away we go. They made a big mistake. Go ahead and attack. It's going to turn into a long episode here. I think after... Let's see. This actually might be a good spot to stop. So let's call this an episode, because now that we've started another war that can take a little bit of time. So we'll come back in the next episode, see where we get with the stars and who we want to pick for our era up, and I'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.